For today's activity, you'll need two items. The first item is the stapled piece of paper that has the 500 high-frequency words on it. You're going to use this to help you and to check to see if your spelling was correct. The second item is the piece of lined paper that you used earlier today with your teacher. He or she should have given you 14 words to write down on a lined piece of paper. We're going to look at those words that you wrote down and use those words to see if you spelled them correctly by looking at our high frequency words. If you spelled it incorrectly, we have rules right here on our activity what to do. If you did spell it correctly, we still have a couple of rules to follow. Let's take a look to see what this student did. The first word that you should have written on your piece of paper is beautiful. He seemed to spell it right. So we're going to look at the directions on this side here. If you spelled the word correctly, you should write the word, got it, check the word with your high frequency list, got it, write the word again, and then circle the tricky part of it. So what might have been tricky for this student? He thinks the E, A, and U was a little bit tricky. I agree. Let's look at the second word that he wrote. The second word that he wrote was, I believe, caught. That looks a little silly to me. I believe he spelled that word incorrectly, and to make sure, I'm sure he looked at his high frequency word list. So for this, we look at these directions. First, you wrote the word, which he did. We checked it and it was not right. So the next thing he should do is make letter boxes. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Now, he made a box for each letter to spell the word caught correctly. C-A-U-G-H-T. So we have 6 boxes there. Now, again, just like we did with this side, we're going to circle the tricky part that got him. I'm assuming he's going to circle the A-U-G because that's what messed him up. Let's take a look. There we go. So he circled the A and the U. We have one more word to look at. Let's see what he wrote. Finally. All right, so he will look at finally, he'll look at his high frequency word to see if he spelled it correctly, and let's see if he got it right. He did. So he came over to this side, he wrote the word, he checked the word, he wrote the word again and circled the tricky part, which happened to be the A. Make sure you're taking your time on this assignment and following these directions so that you do this correctly.